Good morning, good afternoon, should I say, guys. I'm just going to add this live feed to a couple of groups, so shout out if you can hear me as hopefully people will find this. I'll give you a couple of minutes. So any of you guys that have tuned into this, please let me know if you can see and hear this okay. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you. Hello, Brazilian people. Hello, Brazilian people in the house. Yeah. So, I just really wanted to hop on again this today to talk about the current state of the energy, what people may be experiencing or may not, depending on where you're at and your lineage, and also which energies you connect to as a starseed light worker. Yeah. So, so firstly, let's all take a breath. Yeah. Two more of those. Recognizing that we are in major times, major ongoing times of energy transfers, of energy upgrades. Yeah, nothing new, ongoing, and how do we psychologically and physiologically keep navigating these times, because they're not going to slow down and they'll perpetually be bringing up aspects of the subconscious, whether it's internally or externally in the collective field, for examination. Yeah. So I know, not last night, the night before, I had a very intense night, hardly slept, lots of energy pouring in. I know many of you guys did. So yesterday was a bit of a funny day for me, but I slept well last night, feeling pretty good today. So I just really wanted to sort of talk on a few themes today. One of them around this internal rinse or spin cycle that we're in. So some of us are in quite a expanded, power, sort of empowered focus space. Yeah. Uh, and that I'm pretty good at this point. And but this is not the case for everybody, because everyone's on their own journey and on their own um, has their own unique astrology alignments that they connect to, and so on and so forth. So it is a difficult time to sort of support each other, because sometimes in this very polarized and opinionated um, medium we call social media, yeah, there is quickly dissing and kind of canceling out groups or people when uh, when they are expanding into a new phase in their own spiritual experience. Now, how do we hold space for others that are growing at a different level? And how do we hold space when we feel we're stagnant and others are moving, without flicking or getting jealous or feeling like we're missing out? Yeah, you're very normal, very human experiences, and I don't believe anybody can be void of feeling these very primal energies. And these primal energies are part of the rinse cycle, the spin cycle, for us to actually embrace and move through, or acknowledge or accept within us, so that we can be freed from our more lower based, lower chakra energies that are been really profoundly unearthed by many of the outpourings on the planet right now, such as the wildfires in Canada, in Maui, other places in the world that are going through extreme weather conditions. This is a burning off of the land. Regardless of how it has been manifest, it is still the act of burning away old energies. And personally, I feel that these, or as these fires burn the land, there is also an unearthing of energy that can also bring in new wisdom, new light, new acknowledgement within. Also, maybe even new crystals that have been hidden from sight and unearthed because of the breaking down of the old hologram, the breaking down of the old earth, the breaking down of the old ego structure. I mean, that is what we're in, isn't it? We're breaking down aspects of ourself over and over to become more expanded, to become more lit, to become more in union with soul. Yeah, and there's times when that's difficult, and there's times when that's an absolute blissful state of beingness. So it really just depends on the day to day and where you are at. Oh, beautiful, Helena. It really just depends where you're at in your soul journey, and what the energies are bringing up for you. So to be acknowledging those that are going through an internal distress right now because of the energies of squeezing them and pummeling them and bringing up sort of very deep primal stuff. Yeah. So one thing I also wanted to talk about was the blue moon and the Blue Ray. And what came to me this morning was to bring in a code, an energy code, which is for our DNA. So the Blue Ray, whether you identify as holding the Blue Ray energy or you don't even know what that is, doesn't really matter. The Blue Ray energy beings, those that are very hypersensitive, I would say, those that recognize the Archangel Michael line, and so warriors, but also it's very sensitive at the same time. Yeah. So and also they may have been, and what I got this morning was a decoding of a destruction sequence. Yeah, destruction sequence. So I feel that many Blue Ray beings, and of course we all hold energies of all and everything, because we are in the end all one. Yeah. So whether you personally identify or not, don't worry so much. But this energy that wants to come through is for your DNA, is for your cells. So what I'm hearing is that because of the nature of the Blue Ray, which means that they have been in many battles, physically battling for their light, for their life in different timelines, there are energies within their cell consciousness DNA packets that have a predisposition to move towards destruction. Yeah, because they've witnessed. They hold within their being, they hold within their energy the cellular memory of destruction of planets, planetary consciousness that was obliterated because the timeline couldn't support the evolution of the consciousness imploded, yeah, or it was detonated in some way. So they are holding this kind of energy within. So some would say they have a tendency towards self-annihilation. Yeah, a tendency as a habitual thing towards self-annihilation, or annihilation of friendships, or annihilation, just full stop. Yeah. Now this isn't a judgment thing. I mean, I feel like I hold the Blue Ray energy, and so I can relate to all of these things I'm saying. But it sort of is this place where how do we not self-sabotage? This is what because the energies of the blue that are coming up to purify right now are the deep patterns of self-sabotage and the deep patterns of the destruction of consciousness. So this is so that we collectively can move into a new form, a new way, in a new and a new expansion, yeah. And so this energy that's wanting to be released, I feel from the core of of our beings, some more than others, is this destruction sequence within the DNA, so that we can stop this battling internally or externally sometimes with our life or our consciousness or others' consciousness. So this is something that has to dissolve in the collective field so that we can move forward in a less polarized and a more unified and accepting way with not just our spiritual community, but the community as a whole. Yeah. So I'll just bring through some light language, and this piece of light language I feel you can work with for as long as you wish, but definitely leading up to the blue moon, which is around Wednesday, Thursday, I think, and then on to the next week, all the way through to the next week. So you can do this once, twice, 3 times a day, whatever you feel. So in a short sequence, it's up to about 12 minutes by the time I do it. Yeah. So if you want to look back and just do this little bit of sequencing, that is what you can do with this video. Yeah. So it's just a light language transmission, and it's really for that old energy, ancient blue ray energy that is to be released within the cell consciousness of the collective, so that this detonation or destruction sequence can be relieved from the psyche of the individuals and the collective consciousness, so that we can, I guess, feel more relaxed in ourselves, and that we can move forward without looking over our shoulder or without being caught in the narratives that are wanting to draw us down a line of doom and gloom, yes, in some way or other, yes? Okay. So I'll work with this guy. Look at him, hey? He's a sodalite dragon wand. He came to me a couple of weeks ago. I'll work with him at the blue moon, but he's just coming in, and he's a blue dragon, and it's really to release this core wounding in the blue ray energy field of there needs to be some destruction, even if we are feeling on top of the world and tickety boo. Somehow there is a creational matrix within us that likes to create a little bit of drama, shall we say? Yes, individually, collectively. Yes. So this is us really moving out of the trauma response, moving out of the need to make trouble or see trouble, yeah, in whatever way, and noticing that our energy fields can expand and relax without the fear that we will cause harm. At a deeper level, this is because many blue rays have such profound big energy, yeah? Such profound big energy that they are terrified that if they show up in this realm at this time, as big and powerful as they were back then, that somehow this will cause a planetary catastrophe, yeah? Similar-ish to the Atlantean wounding, but next level. So this has to really be, yes, Nicole, letting go of the old to allow the beautiful new. Totally perfect, totally online, on spot. Oh, what, I can't even speak in English. Huh? But I want to do this light language, yeah, just to bring through this code. Okay, so just listen to your energy field, yeah. And you can focus on your heart and your solar plexus if you wish, yeah. Ashkatu de que tu shala porco patana caporco pocotana butanaka butanaka porca batanaka shala porca 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 nana butanaka porca batanaka shala porca pocotanaka porca porcanaka shala porca manana to the tica patanaka putu the canaka shala porca 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 nanaka shala porca putu Shala Burka Pataganaka, Burka Batanaka, Burka Pataganaka, Burka Pataganaki, Shala Putika Pataganaka, Burgandarka, Shilapitika Pikatika, Putagandanka, Shala Burka Putagandanka, Shala Burka Putagandanka, Shala Burka Pataganaka, Shila porcota de capo de Nanaka. Shall porco to Shilla butu Sholo Dediki Gori, Dediki Gori, go Dediki Gori, go Dediki Gori, go Dediki Ki. It is safe for me to coexist with those other realities that do not mirror my own. It is safe for me to coexist with those other realities that do not mirror my own. It is safe for me to exist and speak my truth in those realities that do not mirror my own. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is across all of the 12 dimensions of time-space. Take a breath. Just let that anchor in. If there's anything you wish to say about that, please put in the messages and I can comment if it feels like you need some further explanation around that, yeah? So just take a breath or two. So it's a very oh, hey Heather. Nice to have you here. So it's a very powerful time, yeah? And this is causing a lot of disturbance and shifting in the lower three chakras, and as such, that does bring up primal energies. So wherever you're at, yeah, wherever you're at, that is perfect in your ascension journey. A lot of physicalization is happening at the moment. So as we integrate into the physical body, yeah, as we integrate more light into the physical body, then there's sometimes some little niggles. Yeah, there's sometimes some little niggles, some little aches and pains, some little purging out of old energies. So that can be seen as physical manifestations, such as bad back, such as pain in the body, at joints, such as stomach issues, or even headaches and dizziness and the like. Yeah. So this is all part of the arising and the lightening up of the energy field, so that we can hold more light. Yeah, hold more light for what is happening in our field. Yeah. So because this Blue Ray energy is really on right now, as we move into the Blue Moon, Supermoon on midweek, yeah, there's this energy of protection and attack, yeah. So this, whether it's real, yeah, whether it's actually real or a manifested energy strand within your being, because you've experienced that many times before, early on, or other lives, then there are many nervous systems right now that are on guard, you know, and depending on our own character structure, yeah, as a being, or in our history and our past life trauma, it will depend on how we react to that. Yeah, some will go inward, some will push outward and attack. So there's a mixture of energies at the moment in this very fight or flight response. But at the core level, yeah, at the core level, this is the lower two chakras that have been going through the spin cycle, yeah. So these lower two chakras are been agitated. I think I mentioned this on the last video I did. Agitated quite strongly through the energies that are coming in, so that we can clear the earth and ourselves. You know, the earth's clearing, we clear with it. It is a symbiotic relationship. So it is apparent that there's so much going on in the earth field at the moment. So then it's no surprise that individually we're also going through a deep purging of energy. Yeah. So take a breath. Feel your spine. Feel your base. Yeah. Yes, so much happening all at once. So much. Yep. Totally agree, Tanya. Yep. So taking a breath. Taking a breath into the lower three chakras, whatever that means to you. So breathe down through your body and into your lower three chakras. And imagine that your hips can just move sideways a little as you breathe down, and your sit bones can just sit more down into your chair or the earth, so that you can actually feel more of your base. Yeah. So that you can actually feel more of your base connected to the earth. Now this is a beautiful practice, just widening the space of your hips, sitting on the earth or being aware of your sit bones, breathing down into your belly and allowing your energies to settle, because there is so much pouring in that we are needing a wider base to hold it. And that is what we're doing. We are, at this point, we're in a deep preparation before a big expansion, I feel. Yeah. Well, we are expanding, but then there's sometimes when these expansions come a little bit more profound and quickly. Yeah. So we did a big piece around the 8-8. Yeah. And now we are ramping up again in the Blue Moon, and then to the week after the 9-9, or the week after the week after. So it's quite an ongoing, staggered, segmented ascension. Yeah. And that's the way it needs to be, because our physical organic structures need to have time to update the cellular consciousness and the DNA within the cells. So pretty amazing, really, that we are at this point in the planetary evolution, and the energies that are coming in are so profoundly fast and accelerating, and our bodies have done enough clearing that we can now be in much more acceptance of these higher frequencies much more quickly and integrate them much more quickly, that there is a rapid coding on and on to keep us accelerating. Yeah, accelerating the agitation at a cell level so that we can hold more light, and this will lead to the upliftment of all. Of course, during that upliftment, there will be the wobbles, the destruction of the destruction and the distraction of the old, to as it sort of rumbles and tumbles to the side. Yeah. So we're in the middle of the storm. I know that's a popular kind of phrase right now, but we are in a very turbulent time. But many of us are also getting to that point where we are holding our pillars so in alignment and so strongly doing the work and gathering and bringing through for the collective field, that even though we may get knocked off from time to time with the energies and have our own personal process around that, it is not pulling us out of alignment too much, and we are anchoring back in and bringing ourselves back into peace and strength and connectedness and groundedness much more quickly. Yeah, much more quickly, even though it's getting crazier and crazier and faster. So we are doing profound, thank you, Nicole, profound and necessary service work by just being who we are at this time, by walking to the shop, by buying our groceries, by smiling at somebody who's sitting next to us in a cafe. That is enough. That is enough. If you've got shit going down, you don't have to be running a zillion groups. You know what I mean? I'm a workaholic, so don't count me in that. But you know, it depends. It depends where you're at. Yeah, it really just depends where you're at. So honor that personal process, and you know, there's enough of us doing this work that when one person needs to take a break, others will step up, and vice versa. And there's waves. You know, the work that I do, yes, very much like a tightrope at the moment. There's waves of energy, and with these waves of energy, you know, some people hop off for a bit and then come back in, and vice versa. And this is a natural process because we can't always be in flow. Um, Sometimes, if we're following the universal energy, sometimes we do need to go very inward, which I think is many people's experience right now, because there is this very activated nervous system wanting to either defend or attack. Some people are feeling like it's safer just to be very in right now and be in their own process, and that's obviously what they need to do. Yeah. So I will mention this guy also. So this dragon, yeah, this dragon, what an amazing dude, yeah. So he is also just arrived, yeah, and he came in maybe last week, the week before, and he's here to. He was the inspiration for the next transmission I'm going to do on Wednesday here in Queensland, evening 6 p.m. Also replay available for people around the world. Yeah, so this guy, yeah, he's a blue dragon, of course, blue aventurine, and he'll be part of the Blue Moon transmission I'm doing. Now, this feels that it is related again, a further expansion, working with the Blue Ray, working with the Blue Moon, working with the Blue Dragons, yeah? So, this is all about the Archangel Michael line of England. This is also, so that will tie in with Merlin and the Druid frequencies. We'll also be working with empowerment, also the Blue Ray energy, also that alignment of the powerful full moon as a releasing agent, yeah, as a releasing agent for us to really step up and release some of these patterns that are coming up, yeah. So you may feel that as we now head towards the blue moon, which is only a few days away, that the amplification of patterns that no longer serve, whether they're addictions, whether they're just thought forms, whether they're triggers by others, however they present themselves, they may rise within your field or your consciousness a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more, and that's to be understand. It's to be understandable at this time because we're heading towards this very, very powerful alignment for the blue moon, supermoon. So I'm going to just bring a little bit of energy through from this guy. It feels like it's throat and high heart energy. So let me just work with that. Okay. Ashka do de dika purka 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 labore purka 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 like patki shala purka purka anda tika bodna darka purka putta tika purka putta tika tata tika tika putta tika putta tika purka tika purka bodna naka shala purka tudo tika 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 naka patika putta tika 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 shala patika putta naka dana naka dana naka shipatika putta dondo dodo 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 shala parki bonna burkiana burkiana Burkiana, Burkiana, Buyanana, 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 Bushkala Barialaka. He's a little bit heavy. He's a little bit heavy. Take a moment, take a breath. Move back into your spine, move back into your base. Let that energy ripple through you. Grounding yourself, feet on the floor if you wish. So what I got in that last little transmission. Yeah, and if you've just joined us, you can re-listen to the video after I've finished and get the whole thing. But la 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 la. But this energy that's coming through for the super moon, the blue moon, yeah. What I'm hearing from the blue dragons right now is that it is it's going to be a subtle realignment for this area, for the throat, high heart space. And it's because we've done so much work right now that we can actually go the next step further. And they're saying that it is time to really, if you haven't already in your consciousness merged the throat, the high heart, and the heart, it is time. It is time to bring those energy centers as one. And this is so that you can really speak your truth. Speak your soul truth, yeah? From the heart, yeah? So this energy has been bit by bit, piece by piece, unifying, aligning, realigning, releasing, yeah? And we're at this level now that we can do this completion piece. This is a completion piece. You can do it on your own. You don't have to join my group. You'll get what you need. You can just align with the energy on that day. If you wish, you can join my group, yeah? So I'll post that underneath later. But this is a completion piece. And they laugh at me and they say to me, but Michael, you say this every time you do a group. What about the 888 and the completion piece of that? And so what they say is that this is answering anyone's fear or skepticism around completion, and that I repeat that at times, yeah, is that these are subtle completions of timelines and energies that no longer serve. So that at a subtle level, little bit by little bit, we are letting go of aspects of the self. That could be seen as ego, but that could also be seen as past life trauma, or the combination of the whole span of that in your energy field through the 12 dimensions, yeah? So when I say a completion piece, we are closing the doors, yeah? We're closing the doors on certain timelines. And this definitely feels in regards to the Blue Ray energy. So if you have been a Blue Ray that has been afraid to be seen, or afraid to show up, or afraid to speak your truth, then this is the energy for you this week. Yeah, this is the transmission to come along to if you feel to, because this is really a time where those frequency holders need to come forth. Yeah, because as well as been ultra sensitive and also been very a torturous road to live on the earth in their frequency because of their sensitivity. Yes. There is also now such refined frequency coming in that really this crystalline light that is coming in. Jeannie, I know you're an astrologer. Would you say a little more about the closing of a cycle if it relates to astrology? That would be lovely. If not, no pressure. Yeah? So, yes, Vanessa, timelines shutting down. So these timelines of destruction and fear are closing so that we can step forward again. But so what I'm trying, I lost my point for a second, but it's just that it's time for us to step into a new phase and release this energy that has been holding us back, Blue Rays especially, because we needed to expand our light now. And what I was saying was the crystalline light that is coming in is going to allow us to feel safer. Yeah, safer and more trusting of our light. This is not just Blue Rays, this is everyone who connects with Source. Yeah? We have been gifted fine codes from the crystal lions since the 8-8, yes? But, so ancient wisdom, ancient energies, and these codes are coming in as a remembrance, but also as a balm, like a spiritual balm, to bring through more trust in our light, really, more internal trust, more self-belief, more confidence to speak, yeah, which is what it's all about, really, is it not? What it's all about, really, yeah. So, oh, thank you. So, Pluto squares nodes. The direction we are heading is being expanded and tested. Perfect. So, in that a little tidbit from Jeannie, I would say that, so watch that, watch out this week, without being frightened or fearful, but just watch for how you perceive attack, how you don't perceive attack, how you want to react, how you want to hide, how you want to attack back. All of this, yes, all of this is old energy completing, as we say. Is there anything anyone else wishes to share before we complete today? I'll see if there's any other crystal guys that want to say hello. Okay, so I just want to really introduce this one. This guy has been sitting with a friend of mine for a while. He's Appetite, yeah, an Appetite skull, yeah. He's just arrived back this week to me, and a very good timing really for the blue moon, yeah. And he's here really as the a wisdom keeper, yeah, as a wisdom keeper, as a holder of the Blue Ray, as a holder of space. And he's saying to us that as we really move into it and expand our light and be less fearful of showing up in who we are and what we have to offer, that there's so much magic that we can connect to. There's so much light that we can connect to. And as a holder of the energy of Archangel Michael, there's so much power and transformation potential coming forth. So he's saying, if you are in the doldrums of purging, negative thoughts, addictive patterns, blah, 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 be thankful that you are strong enough now to see it all playing out like a magical show. Don't get attached to what's been presented to you, whether it's internal or external. Yeah, interesting. All that stuff's coming out about the blue color in Maui. Yeah, interesting timing that is coming right now. Almost as though the blue, the power of blue, the protection of blue. Yeah. So I would be inviting yourself to wear some blue this week to connect with a blue crystal if you've got one at home, and to really work with that blue ray, because it is a powerful protector, transformer, and also initiator of new consciousness. Yes, so we are being initiated into new consciousness, or really reconnecting with our own old, wise, ancient selves. Yeah, as many blue rays are. Yeah. So, is there some light language? So this is just a little bit of energy for your pineal, yeah? Pineal gland. Just sitting here. And you know what? He's been a bit playful, this guy. And it's like a blue, you know how like the in the old Batman series, like the 70s Batman, I think. I don't know. The original, yeah? Where they were a little camp and they all wore tights, you know what I mean? So that one, yeah, the Joker. I think the Joker had a question mark in his suit, maybe. I don't know. I think he had it somewhere, but he's bringing in this blue question mark over the third eye, yeah, and it's a transmission with a bit of cheekiness, but it's also a transmission to say it's okay. You're okay not to know where you're headed. You're okay not to know what the next step is. You're okay to be in question, yeah? To questioning. This is about questioning your truth, questioning what's right for you, questioning your next move. So that is the place to be this week. Not to, oh my God, when's it all going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But more to be in curiosity of what's going to happen next within yourself, within the collective field, blah blah blah, so that we can relax out of this needing to know, this needing to fix something, get something quicker, blah blah blah. So let us just now work with this blue question mark, this sort of releasing of the contraction in the pineal, looking for information, looking out there for the right way to do something, looking for what will happen next on the collective world stage, all that kind of jazz. So we're releasing the need to know, and we're just embracing the energy of curiosity. Yeah? And this is also releasing apathy of not really caring anymore because it's just too overwhelming, yeah? And then just releasing. So this guy, just taking a breath or two, feeling your spine, feeling your base, feeling your feet. Now this guy is an apatite skull, so apatite is a really beautiful crystal to work with over the blue moon. Also, the dragon was blue aventurine, and the dragon wand was sodalite. So all of those crystals, yeah, all of those crystals are perfect for working with at this time. And also, I showed this earlier this week on my wall. This is a blue lace agate snake. So this is available also, but there's also some raw pieces of blue lace agate I have at home as well if you feel to connect with that. Any of these crystals are beautiful, calming, expanding, transforming, and helping you to support the next 2 weeks through this blue moon kind of energy. Yeah? Okay. So I think that's all I really want to say. Throat stuff. Yeah, lots of throat stuff coming up for people. And ulcers. Yeah, I had a few ulcers around the 8-8. It feels like, yeah, there's a lot of fire frequency. Yeah, there's a lot of fire frequency. Whether it's the fires that are burning on the earth or whether it's internal fire. So neutralizing that with alkaline of whatever description you would like is often useful. And I think the throat chakra is just the way it is right now. You know, it does feel like we're really expanding the collective throat chakra and finding our voice. So there'll be upgrades and Nush, yeah, all of those as well, yeah, all of those. There'll just be some hiccups a little bit along the way, I feel at times, and this is just this is the releasing of the tension in the throat structure. Yeah, there's 2 bands of musculature here that I feel I've been working on in some of the last few groups that have been perpetually held tight if we have not experienced safety growing up and felt that really expression had to be limited, and we had to be very careful about how we spoke because it just wasn't safe. Yeah, so you might want to do a little bit of even a gentle massage of your own neck, yeah, either side of your esophagus, yeah, or do some vagus nerve work. There's also stuff on YouTube you can check out about vagus nerve. There is also in my channel a vagus nerve light language transmission. You might want to look at that on YouTube, yeah, vagus nerve. So I think that's all for now. I'll post the event below for the Blue Moon. It will be Wednesday evening, the group I'm doing. I know that the Blue Moon isn't actually full till the morning of the Thursday, about 11:30, but I'm going to do the evening before, just because the energies were always full and I love to do it in the evening. So I'll be doing it on the Wednesday evening. I'll pop down below the link for that one. And if you are drawn to connecting with me for a private one-on-one, you can PM me for that. I work with people to support their clearing process, to support them getting some clarity around where they're headed. And if you're in Sydney or Sunshine Coast, I do hands-on work as well. So it's all there. And I will be doing a 9/9 event in Sydney, and hopefully some more stuff after that. I'll let you know. So have a beautiful rest of your Sunday or Saturday night if you're overseas, and blessings to you all. It's a huge time. Take the best of care and be kind to each other and yourselves, and I'll be back soon, I'm very sure.